Jai Shri Ram. These are text completion exercises. Now quickly take a look at the first one. Let's look at the words below. Delicious, healthful, scanty, very short supply, very less. So all the words are simple. A dry farmed tomato raised in low nitrogen soil will often have the nutrient value of a much larger conventionally grown tomato. Okay, though this one is very small, it will have the nutrient value of a much larger conventionally grown tomato. So that's the clue. Though this is small, it will have a much larger, it will have the nutrient value of a much larger one, tomato, and its flavor may be similarly dash. So if it's a small one but contains all the nutrient value of a larger one, then the flavor also, it must contain all the flavor of the larger one. What do you think must be the answer? Yes. Now you are knowing the game. You have understood the game. The answer has to be concentrated. Okay. No further explanation necessary, because this is a smaller one and it contains all that a big one has. So whatever it has must be in a concentrated form. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's look at the words below. Dramaturge, dramaturgy. Dramaturgy is writing dramas, like Kalidasa or Shakespeare, a practice of dramatic composition. Dramaturge, Turge, would mean a person who composes dramas. Opportunism is exploitation, seeking a person who has no firm value system, who depends on opportunities to exploit others. Opportunism, political opportunism. We are familiar with that, isn't it? So fallacy is faulty logic, misconception, faulty logic, fallacious arguments, flaw in the reasoning. Contrivance is a device used in literature or in writing to create a certain effect in the reader. A contrivance can also mean a very clever device, like Bluetooth is a very useful contrivance. A contrivance can also mean a trick, a ploy, a stratagem, machination to cheat somebody. That's a contrivance. Now, contrived means artificial. A contrived tears, contrived emotions are artificial. So the opposite of contrived is natural. So a contrivance is an important word. A contrivance is a clever trick. Usually used in the negative sense, the word contrivance means something with which somebody can be cheated, fooled. RUSC, ruse, a ploy, a machination, a stratagem. STRATEGEM, stratagem. Okay. Now, histrionics is theatrics, overacting. Now, the word histrionics can be used in a positive sense or neutral sense to imply acting skills, and negatively it means overacting. I am sick of your histrionics, theatrical performances, sort of. Not literally in a theatre, it means melodrama, overaction, easily moved to tears, mushy, mawkish, maudlin, excessively sentimental, overacting. Drama queens, drama queens and drama kings exist in our society. For a small thing, they will throw a tantrum, create a big scene. That is histrionics. Now, most viewers of today's reality TV underestimate the degree of dash with which the seemingly artless narrative. Now, please underline seemingly artless narrative. Seemingly appearing to be, ala anipistondi. Artless means natural. Artless does not have anything to, does not mean artless. Artless doesn't mean no art. Artless simply means no cunning, no guile, no deception. Natural as it is. So that is artless. Okay. So, seemingly artless narrative, appearing to be artless, but actually suggesting that it is contrived. It must be artificial. I think I told you the answer now. Oftentimes, actors interviewed on camera are asked to repeat their story half a dozen times before producers are satisfied. Okay. Seemingly artless narrative is assembled. It's not artless. So So the opposite of heartless should be artificial. Now contrivance means artificiality. So that's the answer. It's a good one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Pandit means a scholar. Amateur means a person who treats something as his hobby. Dilettante means a person who has superficial knowledge. A synonym is dabbler, dabbler. The opposite is connoisseur or connoisseur or a discerning judge, the ultimate expert in anything. Coffee connoisseur, wine connoisseur, whiskey connoisseur, art connoisseurs. A synonym for the word connoisseur is maven, M-A-V-E-N, maven. So dilettante means a dabbler. I am a dilettante in astrology. That means I am a dabbler, D-A-B-B-L-E-R, dabble. To dabble in something means have only superficial knowledge, no depth. Amorphous is shapeless or formless. Pacific is very peaceful, calm. Asymmetrical, no symmetry, no balance and sort of, Many dash have commentated that football reflects an individual perspective because the game time is inflexibly, rigidly determined by the clock. Whereas indicates an opposite. Whereas indicates some kind of a contrast. Baseball stems originates from an agrarian, agriculture one, in which the passage of time is not inflexible. Isn't it? So those are the clues. And determined by events. So take a pause. Many dash have commentated. Okay, yeah, obviously the first blank is pundits. Many scholars must have. We would not be very eager to mention some amateurs and dilettantes commenting on something. So obvious one is pundits. That was an easy one. The next blank, in which the opposite of inflexible, isn't it? The passage of time is more. Okay, there it is rigid. So this is not rigid. Not rigid. Which word comes close to not rigid? Yes, it has to be amorphous. Okay, amorphous sounds okay, because amorphous would mean something that is not clearly defined, shapeless, formless and all that. So amorphous fits. That's it. So what have you learnt? So please understand, we may know the meanings of words, but we must be open to the possibility that the word has many possible literal and implied meanings. That's one risk. And besides that, the exact meaning of the word may not be appropriate for the blank here. So some force fitting also is done. Sometimes you may not know the word, but that doesn't matter, because if you know that the other words which you know don't fit, the one that you don't know fits. Jai Shri Ram.